Hey everybody, Jennifer here with the Family Fudge, and welcome back to day 2 of Subscriber Lunch Week. I'm going to be sharing one awesome lunch every single day this week, and if you missed yesterday's video where I made some super colorful rainbow cupcakes, you're definitely going to want to check that out. I will link that video down below. And you guys, if you haven't already subscribed, make sure to hit that red subscribe button. That way you can also send in your lunch idea using the link in the description box below. And now you guys, without further ado, let's get on to today's lunch. This lunch idea was sent in by Chloe. Chloe is from North Carolina, and for her lunch today, I'm going to need a thermos because she requested one of my kids' favorite hot lunches. Mac and cheese is just one of those things that even my pickiest eater will eat every time. And you guys, mac and cheese is probably the #1 most requested lunch. Now, I would love to know in the comments down below if you have a favorite brand of mac and cheese, which one is it? In fact, last spring, we actually did a mac and cheese throwdown where I picked up a bunch of different brands and types of mac and cheese, and I made a different box every day of the week. Now, if you're curious to see which brand my kids preferred, I'll go ahead and link that video down below as well. Back to Chloe's lunch. Today, she requested some homemade mac and cheese. And when it comes to homemade mac and cheese, I have 2 recipes that I use most often. One is for the Instant Pot, so it's super quick and easy, but the one that is currently my favorite is actually a recipe for crock-pot mac and cheese, or slow cooker if you call it a slow cooker. But to me, crock-pot and slow cooker means the same thing. So this is how I make my slow cooker mac and cheese. So now I'm gonna go ahead and add this entire box of noodles directly to my crock pot. And like I said, these are uncooked. Next, I'm gonna be adding 4 tablespoons of salted butter, followed by 4 ounces of cream cheese. And I went ahead and cut this into cubes. Next comes the salt and pepper. Now I'm gonna take it easy on the salt at this point. I'm just gonna be adding 1 teaspoon. And then I'm also adding a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. Next, I'm adding 3 cups of 2% milk. And then I'm adding 1/2 cup of cream. Now you could go ahead and substitute this for 1/2 and 1/2, but it won't be quite as creamy if you do that. Very last thing I'm going to be adding at this point is some ground mustard or powdered mustard. This is totally optional, you don't have to have this, but I think that the mustard powder in there actually makes the cheese taste cheesier. So I always add about 1 teaspoon. Right now I'm just going to mix it all together and then pop on the lid. I'm going to cook this on low for about 2 hours. Or until the pasta is tender, and I am going to make sure to stir it halfway through that cooking time. So now that the 2 hours are up, I'm going to go ahead and remove that lid and give it a stir. And this is looking really good already. The noodles are nice and soft, but they're not mushy. They're not quite done cooking yet, and that's because I still have to add in all of the cheese. Now, I would recommend using at least 3 cups of cheese for this. You definitely could use more if you'd like. And what kind of cheese is totally up to you. I'm just using 3 cups of sharp cheddar cheese. Now I'm going to go ahead and mix this all together. I'm just using a little bit of this cheese for topping it. Now I'm going to pop my lid back on and cook it for about 10 more minutes or until the cheese is completely melted. This looks so good, you guys. And you can see there's even some little brown bits along the side. Those are my favorite. I love the little burnt bits. Now, like I said, this mac and cheese is definitely a crowd pleaser. It actually reminds me a lot of the new mac and cheese they're selling at Chick-fil-A. It tastes very similar to that. But again, you guys, make sure to check those noodles as you're cooking this. You do not want to overcook them. So now that the mac and cheese is done, I went ahead and filled up this thermos, and I want to get the lid on there tight so it can stay nice and hot. And you guys, anytime you use a thermos for a school lunch or a work lunch, I always recommend prepping your thermos first. And what that means is while your food is cooking or heating up, you actually take your thermos and fill it full of boiling hot water. You're going to add your lid on there, and you just let that water hang out for about 10 to 15 minutes, or as long as you have. That way, when your food is ready, you can just dump out the hot water, and the thermos is pretty much preheated when you do it this way. So when you add in your food, you add your lid on, it can stay hotter for longer. And I'm going to move on to Chloe's fruit. And for her lunch today, she requested a combination of strawberries and grapes. and I thought it would be really fun to create some fruit skewers. So I'm actually just going to take strawberries, some green grapes, and some red grapes, and I'm going to alternate them on my skewers. My skewers aren't super long, but they do fit inside the lunchbox, which is important. And if you're looking for some good inexpensive skewers, I can usually find some at the Dollar Tree. Now I think these look beautiful. There's just something about fresh fruit on a stick that just makes it more fun. For my next step, I'm going to add in some broccoli. That's what Chloe requested for her veggie. These are just broccoli florets, fit nicely in the lunchbox. And of course, I'm adding a small container of ranch on the side to dip the broccoli in. Now in this back section of the lunchbox, I have just enough space for Chloe's snack. She requested pretzels, so today I'm going with some circle shapes. I think these look super cool. Of course, they just taste like regular pretzels. And then you guys, for Chloe's sweet treat, she requested homemade Rice Krispies. Now you guys, I love making Rice Krispie treats. They are so quick and easy, and there's so many different ways that you can fancy them up. One of my favorite ways to make Rice Krispie treats is actually to brown the butter first and add a pinch of sea salt. That way the Rice Krispie treats taste kind of like a salted caramel. They are really good. Now I actually have a separate video on how I make those, and I'll link that down below if you're curious. But for today's lunch, I'm actually going to be attempting something I've never done before. I'm going to be making some rainbow pinwheel Rice Krispie treats. So to make these, I'm going to be using 10 ounces of mini marshmallows. I got these at the Dollar Tree, so they were a super good deal. Next, I'm using 3 tablespoons of butter. You can use regular or unsalted. That's totally up to you. And then of course, I'm also using some Rice Krispie cereal. Oh yes, and to make these rainbow Rice Krispie treats, I'm also using some food coloring. I'm going to be using 6 different colors, including red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. So the first thing I want to do is prepare my pan. I'm just going to take a big 12 by 18 inch baking pan, and I'm going to spray this generously with some non-stick spray. Now if we don't have this, you could also just rub some butter on here. That works well too. So now that that's done, I can go ahead and set it to the side. And next I need to prepare the marshmallows. So in my microwave safe bowl, I'm going to add a heaping cup of the mini marshmallows and about half a tablespoon of butter. Now I'm just going to pop this in the microwave for about 45 to 60 seconds, or until the marshmallows are melted. Then I'm going to very carefully take them out of the microwave, add my food coloring, and mix it up. So now at this point, I'm just going to add 1 cup of the Rice Krispie cereal and then mix the two together. So now I'm going to go ahead and pour this onto my pan. Now I'm going to spread this out as evenly as I can into about a 2-inch wide strip. Now this does look a little bit more pink, and that is totally fine. Now that I have this color done, I'm going to do the same process with the other colors. So next come the orange, followed by the yellow, the green, the blue, and finally the purple. And as you can see, I'm just spreading the colors out so they form one big sheet of Rice Krispie treats. Now at this point, the Rice Krispies are not hardened yet. So I'm going to go ahead and flip my pan over. I'll go ahead and remove that parchment paper, and then I'm going to very carefully roll up the Rice Krispies. And I'm kind of mushing this together to fill in any gaps as I go. Now so far this looks and smells so good. Now let me know in the comments down below if you've ever made Rice Krispies using either Fruity Pebbles or Cocoa Pebbles, because I have, and it is really good. So now I'm just going to slice up the Rice Krispie treats, and it's almost like a big colorful cookie. And then lastly, for Chloe's drink, she requested water, so I'm just going to add a little bottle on the side. Now I would love it if you would give this video a big thumbs up, hit that red subscribe button if you're new, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video.